What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett with the guest host, my wifey, Jessica. Say hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content here on Rants or Us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000. We hope you guys will help us get there.
Yeah. Yay.
All right, so, Jessica, WandaVision, episode 6. What'd you think?
I loved it.
You loved it?
The only thing I don't like is that they have to wait until a whole another week to watch the next episode.
So you're more of the binge-worthy type.
I am, and I can't stand it because
I don't know why I asked that question. I know that answer to it.
It's like I'm on my seat because this one is literally on your edge of your seat. You want to know what happens, then you can't because you have to wait till next Friday to find out.
I thought it was a good episode, but it seems like with every passing episode, or just it seems like the episodes contradict each other. Like it seems like every time that it feels like we're getting an answer, there's something that's a little bit more confusing in it.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's just go through just some of the things that we kind of picked out here. I don't know about you, but I kind of like the Malcolm in the Middle intro they were trying to do. That kind of feel, it brought me back to the day, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it too.
And
it was really interesting because, you know, we haven't seen Malcolm in the Middle like forever.
I'm really kind of confused because during the episode, they had on the theater, they were like Parent Trap and The Incredibles. And The Incredibles, I can understand if it was like Malcolm in the Middle.
But the Parent Trap came out in
what's that, like 98 or 97?
Well,
like Lindsay Lohan was a little kid,
they made...
Are they talking about that one?
I don't know, but they made 2 Parent Traps.
Oh,
remember?
Okay.
Lindsay Lohan is the one that, you know, we didn't grow up with, but we kind of did.
Well, see, with me, I mean, that's the only one. I remember the one from the 70s.
They made 2 Parent Traps, so she could be referencing that one.
Could very well be. I don't believe though that they were on at the exact same time. The Incredibles and Parent Trap. It just seems like the dates are a little off. So exactly, I don't know if that means something. I don't know if they're trying to say, hey, we're bouncing around all over the place. So I don't really understand that. But I did enjoy the very first few minutes of it because I thought it was very telling. Because, you know, when Vision comes downstairs and he's in his costume, and then he's like, well, I have nothing else in my closet. Like, it's just that. So basically what he was trying to say at that moment, he was telling Wanda, hey, you're planning out every single moment of every day for me and for everyone else here.
And see, he
was just letting her know.
When I saw the costumes, I thought that those were their costumes that they wore when they were, you know.
No, those are comic book version.
I understand
old version.
I understand that, but I'm just saying that's why I thought they wore, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what they wore. That's cute.
I kind of enjoyed the idea that they made that she made the reference to Sarkovian, you know, what was it? Was it a witch or something like that? She kind of mentioned her. She kind of mentioned her, you know, home country, and it kind of played into that whole flashback
and the Halloween theme.
But did you notice that when she said that, or who was it? It was Pietro that was reminding her. She was like, "Oh, that's not how I remember it." See, that's when she was kind of catching on that. Okay, this wasn't the Pietro that she grew up with, because he was remembering something that was completely different.
Yeah. And
just hoping, I guess, that she would go along. But I mean, you know, overall, I mean. I thought that was kind of cool. Let's see what else. You know, with another thing that actually kind of come out about that was when Vision, he's like, well, no, I'm going on the neighborhood watch for Halloween instead of doing what she wanted, and she's like, oh, that's not what I planned. And then he's like, yeah, I know that's not what you planned, but that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Like I kind of get this sense that she's
he knows what's going on, and he's trying to find out exactly how she's going about it.
Yeah, I see. I kind of feel like she's giving him
leeway.
She's giving him back his free will, but not really telling him the full story, because it's like she said in the last episode, all you need to know is that you were we were in love, you're my husband, you're the kid's father. That's all you need to know. Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of those moments where, okay, I'll give you a little leeway because I know you can't really do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I kind of feel like she's like this overlord that is just kind of dominating
that's what
him,
she
and she's letting him know that.
You know? She created the whole town. She's the one that put it underneath the dome.
But that being said, she at times seems truly, truly dumbfounded about Pietro. But Pietro, if you remember, makes that one comment during this episode. He tells his real death scene, which happened in Avengers, Ultron.
Yeah, he says, I remember getting shot and then you calling me for help.
Yeah. And when did he show back? Right when Vision was challenging Wanda. And right when he broke out of the spell. So that's when she needed the help. She didn't need the help anytime before. She needed the help right when Vision was challenging.
And then she's like, I didn't plan the doorbell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I know. I kind of think she did and then didn't at the same time. I think there's this outside force that is working and maybe trying to understand her or control her or something along those lines, because her makes that comment, do you need anything changed? So, I mean, it was almost kind of like he was like he could do something for her if she needed anything. And so that kind of just makes me think, okay, is it Hydra? Exactly who is maybe penetrating what?
Oh, I don't know if we should talk about it now or a little bit later, but about the sword people. Remember how I said something about that car?
No car.
The car that the neighbor's driving at the edge of town.
Oh, you talking about Agnes?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's her. I think it's her brother.
Think that's her brother? Well,
I think because he asked.
Sorry
to get off topic, but he
asked.
Not
off topic at all.
He asked her a question when they're in the square, and all the Halloween kids. He tells her, "How did you create all these kids? They were just sleeping. How did you do it? I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, you just bring them back during the holiday."
Yeah, and he's like trying to get me. I'm not your husband. I'm not your neighbor. Yeah. I'm your brother. You can tell me. I think Sword's got him involved in it to try to figure out what Wanda's doing and how she's doing it.
Well, see, no one.
I just thought about that just now.
No one has really found out what happened to the beekeeper. What happened to the beekeeper? As he showed up, could maybe this Pietro actually be that guy? Could it be something along those lines? I personally go in a different route. I actually believe it's more Hydra than it is Sword in that way, simply because Sword, Hayward seems like he knows a little something, but he's still trying to figure out a way to control it. Still, where it seems like Agnes
and then when
Urban.
And then when he Vision goes off into no man's land, as what I'm gonna call it, because
the edge of town,
where you're not supposed to go, he finds all these people standing there, like zombies, like dead zombies.
But see, that kind of speaks.
And then Agnes all of a sudden shows up, and she goes, "Well, where's Town Square?" And he goes, "Well, you lived here your whole life, and you grew up here, and you got lost."
So you think that, just to be clear, you think Pietro and Agnes are one and the same?
They probably could be.
Well,
because the thing is that he gets her off the spell, and she tells him that he's dead. Well, and that he is an Avenger, and he's like, "What's an Avenger? Yeah. Why am I dead?"
Well, see, I'll
and
say.
And she goes, "Are you here to help us?" He goes, yeah. "I'm here to help, but what do you want me to do?"
It seemed like, and this is just my take on it. I believe though, Pietro and Agnes are two different people, but I do believe that they're working for the exact same cause.
Shield.
Shield. I don't think it was Shield. I believe it's Hydra. If I had to guess, or maybe even
off topic. Is Hydra the
Hydra
thing is what I'm thinking of, or
Hydra is the bad guys that is mostly in Marvel. I gotta get you one caught up with Marvel.
I am not a.
But she does love this show, and that's the reason
I don't
why
know nothing. I know nothing about any Avengers or nothing like that. I'm the typical person who doesn't watch that kind of stuff.
That's the reason. But see, that's the reason why I wanted you on here tonight, is because you aren't the typical fan. You are just someone that watches WandaVision and enjoys WandaVision for what it is, not because you're an MCU fan or not because of any of those other things. Marvel Cinematic Universe, because you're enjoying this show just because you actually enjoy this show.
I love this show. That's why I said it's like an on the edge of your seat type show.
But you know, as far as the Agnes thing, this is my take on Agnes. Everybody else at that part where she was at was completely and totally frozen. They were frozen. Mm-hmm. And remember, Vision asked that woman, you know, are these your children? Kids, are you waiting for somebody? And she's completely and totally frozen. She's not crying. She's not anything. She's just frozen. Mm-hmm. But yet when he goes over there to Agnes in that car that looked like it was frozen, well, she's still speaking. It seems like she tries to act like she's underneath the spell, but not really actually under the spell.
But like I said, you know, maybe she was trying to get Vision off topic. Like, oh, I'm just lost. I'm just going to sit here. Maybe if he doesn't notice me, you know.
That's what I
thought.
I think she intentionally wanted him to notice her. And then intentionally wanted him to go and whatever that is, and bring her back, so that then she could tell, well, Wanda won't let us leave. She won't even let us think about it, and all of this other kind of stuff to goad him into going out. I think that's really what it was all about. Her being in that one spot at that one moment, it was a way of goading him to go outside of basically the Vex that they're in. So that's my view of it. I don't think Wanda, and I think Wanda's very aware of this, that Wanda doesn't know how to.
You would think she would know that people are on the edge of town.
Yeah, but have you noticed that Wanda is not? You know, even in the last episode, and there was something that Vision had mentioned. Wanda doesn't care if Agnes knows.
And did you see?
I think they're working somewhat together to a certain extent.
Did you see the credits in the first half of it? That she is now almost like part of the family.
Yeah, what you talking about in the intro?
Yeah, in the intro, they introduce her.
It says naughty on her pants. I mean, it's like that's kind of that has to be a reference to something where I'm looking at it.
She basically put her as in the family because she's always there. She's always there at the right time. She's always there doing something. She's seen the kids grow up from babies to almost teenagers in 3 days.
I know.
And she hasn't questioned it, you know. And Wanda's doing her magic or whatever you call it in front of her, and Vision's like, "What are you doing? You know, you can't be doing that stuff around people."
And you know, she has she doesn't care if Agnes knows, and Agnes doesn't really show anything like it matters to her one way. Yeah, right. I don't believe it's because she's underneath the spell. I believe that she's working with Agnes to a certain extent to create this world around her. and she's making it seem to Vision that she's
and
not.
See, I'm still trying to get how the time is. Because, okay, in the last couple episodes, the twins were just born, babies crying.
They're growing.
And then, all of a sudden, they turned 5 years old. And then, all of a sudden, a puppy comes, and they can't have a puppy until they're 10 years old, and then they become 10 years old.
But who's the one that made them grow? Agnes, when she killed the puppy. I mean,
Wanda stopped it. Wanda stopped it. She said,
I know, but it seemed like that was the intention of, the puppies died, now you need to grow. I think that's what it is, because this is why I say Pietro and Agnes are working there, is because Pietro makes this comment, he calls the children demon spawn. Well, of course, Mephisto in the comics is the kids are created through him in the comics. So I believe that was a reference to that. I believe Agnes is working, of course, with Mephisto and maybe Pietro. If I had to guess, Pietro might be Mephisto. I believe.
I don't know who Mephisto is, so you got me on that one.
So that's my take on that. I think that's probably what is going to end up happening. But I didn't really understand why Vision walked out of that. Like, what is...
He wanted to see what was on the other side of that force field that she put up. He wanted to see...
No, but when he kind of felt like he was dying, why didn't he just be like, I'm getting back out of here? Like, I didn't understand that.
See, she was pulling him back.
Mm-hmm.
So the force field's pulling him back, and he's out here trying to...
Yeah, I know.
Grab away, and he couldn't.
Well, see, I don't understand, and I'll tell you another thing that just baffled me was Monica Rambeau's being told that she is Monica Rambeau, she was the woman that got thrown out of the Vex, and so I
don't know the names. Sorry,
so I could not. But she, when she was told that her DNA was changed, it's like she didn't really care, she didn't notice. But when was the second time she was in there? I'm very confused about that.
Because see, she went in the 70s.
No, she was in
there in the 70s. In the 70s,
she was also in the 60s episode. Remember too, the black and white version when she's in the group, and that's when she's first introduced. So she was in that one too. That was the second episode of it, is when she arrived.
But see, she went in there. She delivered the babies, and then she had the sword necklace on, and Wanda told her to get out. You weren't welcome here, and she pushed her out. You don't belong, yeah. Yeah. And then the second time when they confronted her, Wanda came out.
But she never went into it.
I understand, but with the drone.
Yeah, but that was just her voice. That wasn't really her. So how would that change her DNA? Like,
I don't know.
I'm confused.
I don't know. That sword thing is just really confusing. They have secrets upon secrets upon secrets. Like that. Like the sword, the main sword agent. I don't know their names. Sorry.
Well, Hayward's the one, and look, they're making Hayward look like he's shady as all get out. Like, he's going to be a villain in some form or fashion. He found
a way to get into the force field.
No, he used the 80s technology.
That's what the hacker said.
Yeah, he
found a way in, but he didn't tell anybody else.
Well, what it is when they tore Vision apart, they must have had some kind of tracking device that was on him. But I don't know why they would put a tracking device on pieces, because he was showed in the thing he was broken into all these different pieces. So that's how it's something about the vibranium or whatever that is that he's made of deteriorating, and he's able to track, I guess, that. For some reason. So I don't understand
know,
that.
But see, that's why I thought it was the neighbor in the car, because she was at the edge of town. And I was like, well, maybe she's the one that goes in and out of the force field with with it.
It could very well. Let's see. Yeah.
Because why?
She could have maybe
have
been a plant too. Okay, now that's a good thing. She could be the plant.
Why was she there and all of a sudden Vision be there at the same exact time?
That's what I'm saying.
And she's in a vehicle. Maybe vehicles are the only thing that can go in and out without disturbing their force field.
It seems like that's the second time that she's made Vision be aware of something. And it can't be a coincidence, the way I look at it. There's something else that's going on with it.
That's why I think it's, I don't know, it's just, oof.
But you know, see, but this is the one thing that baffles me beyond anything is Wanda, when she's talking to Pietro, she says, I was just so lonely. I was just in a, that really bad state. Mm-hmm. And then she said this happens. But then once her son tells her that Vision's dying and he's outside the force field, what's the first thing she does? She increases
he didn't say that. Vex. He didn't say that. He said, it's Dad.
Yeah, and he's in trouble.
Outside. He's dying, and there's...
well, she knew he was outside of the force field at that point.
I understand. She knew that, but the kids didn't know.
Well, I know. Yeah, you're right on that. But what I'm trying to say is and then she increased the Vex.
And then she went like this. She went... Everybody just went silent.
Yeah, but she increased the Vex. So,
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm not really understanding is she just gets done telling Pietro that she didn't know how this all, how this works and all that other kind of stuff. But then she just easily does this like she'd been doing this the whole time. Mm-hmm. That was why Pietro was trying to get out of it. Where do you keep the kids? All this. He's trying to get answers out of her. Of why, yeah. And it's funny that, he mentions to her, well, your dead husband can't die again. So,
he can't die twice.
Yeah, he can't die twice.
Guess what? He kind of did.
Well, wait. Well, he didn't. To me, he didn't die twice.
Well, to me, he did.
Because
he was alive. Okay,
but he never was alive. That's the key.
Okay,
he's not
understand
alive.
that. I understand. In our world, in the world that he be on the vortex side, mm-hmm. he's dead. Yeah. Okay, inside this little vortex thing that she has, he's alive. He walks through that, he's dead again, because he was alive.
Yeah.
So now he's dead again.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, your dead husband can't die twice. What happened?
She zaps him.
She zaps him, and then all of a sudden, kids come up to her and say, "Daddy's in trouble. Daddy's dying."
But did she zap him because
of what?
One, she didn't like what he said, or didn't want the kids to know it.
No.
Or two, did she do it because she realized that is not her brother? Or is it both?
I think both. One,
I would actually say both.
One, it is the fact that it's not her brother, and two, she didn't like what he said, and she's like, well, I'm just gonna you away, so you just go away.
I think so. I actually agree with it.
That's what happened.
So if you had to grade this episode from 1 to 10, what would you grade it?
Oh, I would grade it maybe an 8. It was really good. I can't.
I would grade it at maybe a 7. A 7. Only reason why I would grade it as a 7 is there's so many moments that just the Vision Wanda scenario where she knows that he knows, and he's testing.
She's basically giving him
leeway. I know, but it doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right to me that Vision is so easily swayed in that way. Like I guess he understands he's at a bad situation and there's not a whole lot he can do, so he's trying to play it out, trying to find out some stuff so that he can then fix it. But last but not least, the one thing I do want to mention, another thing that kind of proves that Wanda is lying about a lot of it, is she tells the twins, don't go past, what was it, Ellis Avenue or something like that?
Yeah.
And that's exactly where Vision went and got past the force, the Vex, or whatever you want to call it, the force field thing. So she does know about this situation a lot more than what she lets on.
And one thing I did like about the end of the movie is when she took the vortex and she grew it. Mm-hmm. She got the station in there and turned them all into clowns.
Yeah, I wonder why clowns. I guess I don't really understand that.
I get it because she thinks they're clowns.
I very well could be that.
I don't know, but I just know the next episode is going to be really good.
I cannot wait actually for the next episode.
This is why I don't like watching an episode when it comes out.
But see, this is why I love for the weekly thing instead of the thing, because I don't finish it in a day. Because I have a wife that makes me finish it in a day. And by the time I get done with the series that I love, I usually despise it more than anything in the world.
But you know what we are going to do? Okay. We are going to binge watch it. When it's all done.
Now, granted, this is one series that I can binge watch. I can actually binge watch it.
See, I got him good.
Yes. But as always, guys, thank y'all for watching. Y'all take care.
Bye. Have